Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now on the podcast. It is Friday, July 11, 2025. I needed to come here and share this story with you guys. We have another accident that happened in a doctor's office using an oxygen machine. Before I continue, I want to first of all give you a trigger warning. This story could be very sensitive. It's a sensitive subject, so a lot of people might have some concerns about it. So maybe if you are like that, maybe this is not the podcast or the video that you should be watching. So that's my trigger warning. Also the noise, guys, I do apologize. I have the AC going, so I really hope that you bear with me. It's supposed to come off in a moment, but I just wanted to tell you that I understand there could be some noise issues, and also I am having some type of issue also with the microphone. So I apologize about that. I'm working to get it fixed. So I just wanted to give you that before I continue. Of course, thank you to everybody who has been listening using Spotify, guys. Don't forget to follow and rate the podcast on Spotify. It really helps me a lot. I see people already rating it. Thank you so much. It's so funny because God reveals everything to you. So thank you to everybody who did the review the podcast, right? Thank you to everybody who left a comment. I see your comments. I will reply to some of them. Thank you so much for doing that. And of course, everybody who's watching this video right now on YouTube, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, you guys. It really means a lot to, I come from places where they will say to me, we have no idea what you're saying after I will be speaking for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, you just told me in the beginning. And now that I'm able to like do this communication type of thing, the podcast, the videos, and to see it growing really means a lot to me. So I just want to thank you guys and bear with me as I do pronunciate some things differently. I always have issues with my language, even in Spanish too. It's always been like kind of hard to pronunciate things for me, but God put me to do this, so I'm going to continue, and there's a reason for that, right? I'm trying to do my best here, so thank you so much, everybody. Really means a lot to me, you guys. So I don't know if you remember in the fall of last year, in the fall of 2024, I came here and talked to you guys about a very serious case that happened with a child that was having some type of therapy at a doctor's office, but the child actually passed away inside the machine. And it was a very expensive treatment, right? And I remember talking about it, and I was so devastated because imagine you're getting your family together and you're saying, my child with special needs to have this type of therapy just to survive. And the family comes together and comes up with the money to get this treatment, and then the child dies inside the machine. It was just so devastating, guys. I don't know if you remember that case. And now there's something similar that happened. And I'm going to read to you guys here. It actually happened to a physical therapist. That says here, like I said, sensitive subject. A physical therapist was burned alive, okay, inside a hyperbaric oxygen chamber at his own practice, you guys. That is so sad. At his own practice getting treatment, and he was burned alive. That is so sad. He was just 43 years old. Okay? A physical therapy burned alive inside a hyperbaric chamber at his Arizona practice when a flash fire ignited in the oxygen therapy machine Wednesday, turning it into a death trap. Dr. Walter Fatscrop, 43 years old, was found dead inside the chamber by firefighters who rushed to the office Haba Health in Hyperbaric after receiving a report of a fire there around 11 p.m. The Lake Havasu City Fire Department said. So this is another case about this, basically the same machine that I talked to you guys about in the fall. So I'm thinking, when I first heard the first case that I told you guys about last fall, about that child, I was like, it's negligence of the medical staff, right? But now we have another issue here, and it's basically the same machine. So what do you think? The first thing that comes to mind is the manufacturer. maybe these machines are not 100% safe yet to be in use. Okay, so when the first responder arrived, smoke was already billowing through the building. They scanned the building and came across the grisly scene in which the hyperbaric chamber was turned into a fury coffin, with the doctor, a scorched body, trapped inside. Oh, that's so sad. That's so devastating, guys. His corpse was removed from the chamber and he was pronounced dead at the scene. No other injuries were reported, according to the fire department. The hyperbaric chamber seal enclosure were air pressure and oxygen level inside controlled and are used for patient physical and mental health, adding with anything from cognition and dementia to physical aging. It's unclear why the doctor was inside the chamber late at night. So it was his own practice. So he was obviously trying to get treatment on his own. That could be an issue too. Maybe he was just there alone, right? He graduated from University of Arizona in 2005 and was remembered by his classmates following his horrific death. He has served as the university mascot for 3 years, according to Arizona cheerleader mascot. It says here, let me see. After graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Physiological Science, Fastgrad deviated from his studies and stuck to the mascot life, becoming Big Red for the Arizona Cardinals. He followed the team all the way to the Super Bowl in 2006 before hanging up his helmet and pivoting back to school, according to his biography on his own website. He earned his doctorate in physical therapy at Touro University in Nevada in 2012, according to his LinkedIn. He has just founded the clinic Havasu Health and Hyperbaric in 2024, which is also the Grand Canyon State first ever integrative naturopathic hyperbaric oxygen therapy center. I know from what I heard from the previous story that I told you guys about, I know the treatment for those machines are so expensive, right? And it's rare to find like even a doctor or practice that will offer that, right? I mean, it treats mental health and it treats dementia and aging, all of that stuff. So, of course, there's such a great demand, but maybe it's not safe yet. That's because we already have cases, right? So it's so crazy, guys. He just opened up practice in 2024, so last year. The exact cause of the blaze is still under investigation. So here, another mention in this article, what I've been telling you guys about since last year. A similar freak accident occurred at the beginning of the year, or it was the beginning of this year, when a 5-year-old receiving treatment in a hyperbaric chamber was incinerated after a fury explosion inside the machine. I will never forget that case. You are a mom. Like I said, you collect money. You gather your family together to come up with the money for this expensive treatment. You bring your child to get treatment, and this happened. Terrifying. Such a nightmare, guys. That's crazy. And the boy was just 5 years old, right? In that case, 4 staffers at the Michigan clinic were later hit with the midst of second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter charges. I didn't do a follow-up about that, but here's your follow-up. So they did proceed with the whole investigation about that case. So it's, definitely negligence. But now we have, I told you the noise was going to go away. But now we have a case of a doctor at his own practice doing this by himself. So maybe he did it by himself, perhaps because, he didn't want, there's always that person who say, oh, you're trying to get something out of, this machine that are so expensive without perhaps having to pay for it. Because you need to understand, when there is like a big expensive machine in a doctor's office, a lot of the times those machines are rented. they're not owned by the practice, they're renting it. Okay, that's why, very rarely you see like the doctor's office owning that machine. Very rarely. So because they can be very expensive, so they'll rather rent it and use it for their practice. But maybe perhaps he didn't want to get anybody else involved, because they might say something like, "Oh, you're using it without, paying." Who knows? There could have been so many things. People always have something to say. So speaking about that, let me see what people are commenting about this case. If I can get to the comments. They're loading, so it's very sad. Your life can change at any moment. This is what I tell you guys all the time. Anything can happen. Your life can change at any moment. So get right with the Lord. That's what I always say to people. Choose Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And begin the path, reading your Bible, going to church, getting baptized, stay away from sin. Yes, because the days, we never know what could happen. Anything can happen, right? So let me see. Because I always say that because I'm sure, that was the last thing in his mind, that something like this was going to happen to him. Maybe perhaps he was testing it out for the first time. I don't know, I don't want to speculate, right? Because I know a machine like that, like I said, it's hard to find offices that offer that type of treatment because it's so rare, so new, and so innovative, right? And very expensive. So they're not going to have it at every practice, but he was probably testing something out. Definitely testing something out. So it says here that somebody said here, I ran a hyperbaric program for a large national company. You just lost a comment. So I wonder what that means, what they're trying to say. I'm not sure what the comments are giving me a hard time today. Give me one moment. I'm going back to it. Well, you guys let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section of this video, of this podcast. So there's a lot of people viewing this thing right now all at once in this article that I'm reading. So that's why it's getting stuck. Somebody said, I ran this hyperbaric program for a large national company as well for a hospital chain for years. Hyperbaric O2 is a lifesaver for those with a number of well-established medical conditions. So it's so needed, right? I didn't know it was that effective, right? There are also meticulous safety protocols that minimize but do not completely eliminate any risk. And that's with everything, right? We're always taking risk. Life is all about that. We're always taking risks. You go to the doctor, they give you one thing, and then it messes up another thing. When it comes to medication, every medication has a side effect. You're like, yeah, I don't have any more stomach problem, but I have a headache all day. Or it could be the reverse, right? And you're like, then you should, okay, whatever, I don't want to feel today, right? It's so crazy, but everything in life is a risk. There are times though that everything works well, right? When it comes to like new things that you're trying out, new therapy, new treatment plan, things like that. And that's great. But without taking that opportunity, you will never know it, right? So somebody says it's a horrible way to go. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm running out of time. I cannot read you all the comments, but let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to the channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.